Hey, good morning. Where's my microphone? There it is. Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 979. Happy Saturday. Welcome to the weekend. What's happening? Happy New Year to my Jewish friends. Rosh Hashanah. We had some good dinner. Didn't have pizza last night. Rosh Hashanah means my mother-in-law cooks way too much, but I have a bunch of leftovers in the fridge. We had pot roast, we had kugel, we had thymus, we had gefilte fish, we had chopped liver. I didn't have chopped liver. What else did we have? A lot of good stuff. A lot of good food. I've come around. I like gefilte fish. Took me about 5 years to dare try it. And then I'm like, hey, this is pretty good. It looks disgusting. Tastes good. Matzo ball soup, of course. Hummus, or not hummus, challah. Challah. It's like a sweet bread. So we had some delicious food last night. We are breaking. I don't fast. I don't think anybody that was. I can assure you, nobody that was at our dinner last night is going to fast. But they will break the fast, and actually, it's our neighbors that will be hosting Break the Fast. So I get to eat a lot more food later today. So, and then I have leftovers, so I'll be eating a lot this weekend. We've got college football Saturday. I didn't know what to talk about. So if you have anything, topics, anything you want to discuss, feel free to drop them in the chat. Because I didn't have any topics to talk about. I did check out the Topps website, and I'm like, you know what? I had Sports Center on this morning, and I'm like, you know what? I probably should buy some Bowman U boxes off the Topps website. Pre-sale $99.99 for a hobby box. Limit 4. I'm like, buy 4. They're sold out. Oh well. I mean, it's not one. If it wasn't something that I had to get right away, like Bowman Chrome, it's like I want to buy Bowman Chrome. But Bowman U, it's like I was waffling. Checklist is awesome. I think Bowman U is really picking up steam and for the football product, which is what I expected 3 years ago, 2 years ago. This is the third installment. It was weird. The first one came out. When did the first? Was it May of? Yeah, it was last May, 2022. Right? Does that sound right? 2022. Oh wait, no, it was 2021. It was 2021. May of 2021. I'm trying to think because now I know my time based on card shows because I ripped the first blasters of Bowman U in my hotel. It was a hotel rip the night before the Green Bay card show, which was the very first card show, and it was May. And I couldn't remember if it was 2021 or 2022. It's 2021. By the way, the Green Bay card show is today. So if you're up in that area, check it out. I will not be there. But it's a great show, great promoters. So check it out. Green Bay card show is today. That was the first time, their first show, May of 2021. I was there. I actually went to, I drove up Friday afternoon because I'm a big wrestling nerd. I listen to some of the podcasts and Conrad Thompson's podcast mainly. Eric Bischoff there was an event in Oshkosh, which is about half an hour from Green Bay. And so there was a live podcast with Conrad and Eric Bischoff. And I'm like, I'm going to check this out. So I did. Drove up, went to Buffalo Wild Wings in Oshkosh, had some wings, had a beer. Then I went over to the some theater in downtown Oshkosh and took in the live podcast. I had bought some, I think I'd stopped at a Walmart on the way, bought some Bowman U blasters, ripped them in the hotel. I'm like, this is an awesome product. And then I proceeded, because it released in like April. The very first one released in April, which is like the weirdest, oddest time to release a football product. And I loved ripping those Bowman U. And then remember, I had the Bowman U wall behind me at the old house. And I eventually ripped through all of them. It was a blast. I had, by the way, I had one Bowman U from that year. I like saved one. I don't know, maybe it fell behind a shelf or something. But I opened it like yesterday or 2 days ago. It was just sitting there, and I'm like, might as well rip this open. It was actually a good box. There was a first Bowman Kenny Pickett in there. There was a first Bowman JJ McCarthy, who's, one of the front runners for a Heisman this year. Who else was in there? I mean, it was loaded with named players. No hits. It was just a blaster box. I think there was a pink refractor of somebody that I think I can sell for a few bucks. So definitely worth it. I mean, there was a time where those were selling for as cheap as like $13. I don't know what the prices is now. I don't think it's probably gone up, but maybe it has. But then the second year Bowman U, then it became Bowman Chrome U, and they actually had the license for teams, so they can actually use Alabama Crimson Tide and Michigan Wolverines. So the third installment comes out, I think, next month. So I would I don't remember. Oh yeah, they did blasters. They did blasters last time. So I was like super, super bullish on Bowman U that first year. And now it's like, it's a good product, but I think a lot of people have come on to it. It's not a sneaky good deal. Although $100 for a hobby box with the checklist, Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders, I think has an autograph in this year's product. The other guy, the wide receiver, Travis Hunter, they're at College Game Day, which I think starts in a few minutes. They're at Colorado for today's game. College football Saturday. The Badgers, I think they play one of their cupcakes. It's like Georgia Southern, maybe. Can't remember who they play. We've got Kyle in the house. What's happening, Kyle? Good morning. Dorky Angler is here. Good morning to you. Richard, what's happening? What is up? Long time. Long time. Maddie Ice, good morning. What the heck are the Cubs doing? They are losing. That's what the Cubs are doing. And you know what? I'm okay with it. Because if they can't win these games, they don't deserve the playoffs. If you can't win these games, there's no reason to even play a playoff game. I think they still hold, I do know, they still hold the second wild card, but they have to keep playing the Diamondbacks. They do get easy. There's no easy games in baseball. I hate it when, the strength of schedule doesn't mean shit in baseball. As we saw in Colorado a few days ago, strength of schedule means shit in Major League Baseball. So a couple of games against the Diamondbacks, we miss like their top tier starters. Steve is in the chat. He's going to be there. So we missed the guys that killed us last week for the Diamondbacks. And then we go home to Wrigley Field, Pirates and Rockies, which the Rockies are like the third worst team in baseball, but won the series against the Cubs just a couple days ago. Pirates, obviously, you're going to want to play spoiler. So, and then we control our own destiny, maybe, if the Cubs can win games, get a little help from the Brewers' opponents. Maybe that last series means something in Milwaukee. I'm not too confident with that. This Cubs team just doesn't. The players are very talented. This is a playoff team. This is not a team that can win a playoff series. That's my opinion. They're running out of gas. I think they're going to limp into the playoffs. But they're just running out of gas. And I think the Brewers are going to have, I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think that last series of the season in Milwaukee is going to mean anything for the Cubs. I think the Brewers, even a Cubs sweep, the Brewers will win the division. I just think that they're not too far ahead. I mean, there's still lots of games to be played, but the writing's on the wall. It's not looking good. They're going the wrong way. They're going the wrong way. They should be winning some of these games. Not all of them. You're not going to win. You're not going to go undefeated in September, but you got to win series against the worst teams in baseball. Looking at you, Colorado Rockies. Got to win some of those games. You know, you have Justin Steele, your ace, one of the favorites for the Cy Young, and he gives up 3 runs. He can't do that. Steve, what's happening? Happy Saturday. Tough night for the Cubs last night. I'll try and do better and bring a W home. Thank you. Please do. Terry, what's happening? Good morning. Red Light 34 is in the house. What's up? Dorky Angler says, is Ohtani leaving the Angels? I guess he cleared out his locker. Much ado about nothing. My opinion, much ado about nothing. I think that I don't think there's anything to this. This was the big news on SportsCenter. Ohtani cleared out his locker and his bags are packed. Well, you can't leave your shit in the locker room at the end of the season. So I think it's much ado about nothing. I think he's probably getting shut down, and you've got to pack your bags anyway. And if you're getting shut down, you might as well pack them now. If you're not going to be playing, you're not going to be using your locker, right? Much ado about nothing. I honestly think Ohtani will re-sign with the Angels. I think there may have been more competition for signing him had he not suffered the injury. But now he's looking at surgery, and our team's going to there's still going to be a really high price tag. And now there's even more risk involved with that. So I think some teams that were probably going to be in the hunt have probably bowed out. And they're like, we're going to pass. But I don't think, I don't think there's anything to it. I think it's just end of season. The Angels aren't making the playoffs. Ohtani's likely, because I don't think he's played in a while, right? I don't even think he's hit. Obviously, he's shut down from pitching, but I think they've probably shut him down from hitting as well. So you have to clean out your locker at the end of the season anyway. If this is the end of the season, then take your stuff home. So, but I do think that he will re-sign with the Angels. Red Light 34 says, nasty. Victor, good morning. Heading to the Bridgeview show today, then some college football. Cubs looked horrible last night. Yes, they did. Ugh. SoCal guy 67, what's up? Good morning. JB Pickin, what's up? I love the name. Any idea what a 1961 Mickey Mantle ungraded but looks great condition could be worth? Well, it's going to be raw. That's kind of the tricky thing about vintage is you do have Red Light 34. Thank you for the eBay. I have more baseballs that I'll be listing. Autographed baseballs in my eBay store. What were we doing? 61 tops. And also, like, your definition of great condition and my definition and the next person's definition can all be different. 1961 tops, Mickey Mantle. So we're going to look at raw. We're going to go to eBay. We're going to go to sold. And the thing is, no matter how great it looks, it's not graded. If it's raw, it's raw. The only way to get graded prices is to get it graded. Let's see. So here's one VG condition, 230 plus shipping, $240. Looks like they reprinted the hell out of this card too. So yeah, you're probably looking in the $200 to $300 range for a raw. If it's not creased, if it's not beat to hell, you're looking at $200 to $300. Donald Davis, good morning. Bo is early. I am. I woke up at 3:45. Just woke up. And I couldn't get back to sleep, so I was scrolling on my phone. And then Biscuit woke up. And whenever Biscuit wakes up in the middle of the night, I hope she's just thirsty. But usually she has to go outside. So I'm in my underwear. I can't walk outside even at 3:45 in my underwear. So I had to come down. It's like, well, I might as well go potty myself. So I put some sweatpants on, grabbed some slippers. And first I'm like, well, I put some water down. She's like, I don't want water. I got to go pee. That's what made me get up. Too much of that. So I took her out, and then she wanted to go sniff. So here's the issue with taking Biscuit out at our new house. Our old house was easy. We had sliding door next to our kitchen dining room. And you just go out, she goes, she pees, she comes back in. This house, it's not easy for taking the dog out. So typically in the morning, I take Biscuit out, like the kitchen. We have a deck, and it's actually right above me, the deck, right out there. So I'll take her out in the backyard. But there's a lot of steps that go down, so it's kind of annoying. And, once it gets cold and wintry and snowy, I can't do that. At night, I take her, and I do that because people walk their dogs in the morning, and I don't want to grab the leash, and I don't want to let her out without a leash and go sniff another dog if there's a dog coming down the sidewalk. So that's why I take her out back. At night, she goes potty at 9 before bed. So I take her out front because usually nobody's walking their dog at 9 p.m. So take her out front. Here's the thing without being out front, it's not a quick potty because other dogs are walking, the sidewalk. Other dogs are peeing. So Biscuit's got to sniff. Oh, there's a dog pee. I got to pee on this. And it's not just a pee. It's territory marking. It's like, okay, so she peed and she peed and she peed. It's like, damn, you really had to pee. And then she went up to the sidewalk and, oh, got to pee here. I'm like, Biscuit, come on, it's 4 a.m. And then she gets grumpy with me. Like, come on, man. First world problems, right? First world problems. So then I went back to bed and fell asleep. And then I woke up at 6:15, looked at my phone some more. And then finally I'm like, I think it was 7, got out of bed, made coffee, listed some cards on eBay. These sell like crazy. By the way, and it's Panini Baseball. So here's a hot tip for you. Panini Cooperstown. These are from 2012. I listed, and I usually do 75 to 100 per tab in my eBay store when I'm listing. It was, I think it's actually, these were in box 13. Maybe it's just the good juju of box 13. Box 13A, completely, there's not a single card left. So they were all Panini Cooperstown. So these sell like hotcakes. 2012 Panini Cooperstown. So it's a lot of star Ty Cobb, Paul Wainer, Walter Johnson, Willie Mays, Yogi Berra. So there's a hot tip for you. 2012 Panini Cooperstown sells like crazy in my eBay store. So I just listed like 75 or 80 of those this morning. So I came down here, did that, and then fired up the StreamYard. Bob, my buddy Bob Wagner's in the house. Good morning. Donald says, how is everyone's eBay store sales and impressions? Mine are down. So mine are way up, but I'm running a 50% off sale. So that has a lot to do with my crazy high number in sales. Last week, my sales were brutal, which is why Normally it's like, well, I'm not going to run a 50% off sale, but my sales were so down last week. It started Tuesday. Monday was higher than normal. That was Labor Day. Yeah, Labor Day weekend, my sales were crazy good. And then Tuesday was like slightly below normal. If you combine Monday and Tuesday, it was above average. So I wasn't concerned. Wednesday, it's like, Wednesday was about, let's see, what is that? About 70% of my goal. Or I would say at my average, 70% of my average. Thursday was even worse. It was like 50%. And then about 55% on Friday. It's like, what in the hell is going on? So that's where it bottomed out, was last Thursday and Friday. Slight uptick on Saturday, but still well below. Same with Sunday. Saturday and Sunday last week were about the same. Started to tick up on Monday, and I think that's when I opened up my 50% off sale Monday night into Tuesday. Then I start, crushing the numbers and did much better this week. Impressions, though, not that great. Actually, no. Impressions are pretty normal. As I'm looking at the bar graph, it looks like it's kind of corresponded with my sales from last week. Impressions were down last week, sales were down. Impressions are up this week, sales are up. But again, I'm running a big 50% off sale. So I'm moving a lot of, with my sale this week, I'm moving a lot of, I'm moving both. A lot of times when I run 50% off sales, I move a lot of like stagnant inventory, which is great. And I'm always concerned, like, well, I don't, kind of like when I went into this week with Bowman Chrome, it's like, I want to be careful with my pricing because I don't want it to fall into 50%. So I need to be strategic on how my pricing is, which has led me to like monitor, especially some of the bigger, the autographs, some of the higher end stuff. But I have been moving some of that stuff and some of the new stuff. I ripped the 2023 Score football last weekend on Sunday, and I pulled a Sam Laporta autograph, and it comps at like $30, maybe 35, and I'm like, that's a really good price. That's probably about what I paid for the packs. So I held off because I'm running the 50% off sale. And then I'm like, you know what? Screw it. If I get 50, I listed it for $30. If I get 15, but somebody buys 4 or 5 other cards or more, I think it's good. So, and that's exactly what happened. I listed the Laporta auto yesterday, and I think it sold at some point last night. Let's see. So my sales are up, but it's also, I'm running a big 50% off sale. So that has something to do with it. We'll see. The sale ends tomorrow. We'll see what I expect next week to be kind of in the dumps, which means, how do you combat that? So when you have a great week of sales and you move through a lot of inventory, how do you come back and try to follow that up? You list good shit. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm starting to get some stuff set aside to list next week. So I'm going to have a lot of, let's see, I found back several months ago in the baseball off season, I bought that big lot of basically a table that a guy had set up in Janesville of all Bowman, like new stuff, refractors, autos, got a great deal on it. I found the box that had a bunch of autos in it. So, and they're like $5 autos. So, but I'm going to be listing a lot of those once this sale ends. So I'll have a lot of that stuff. This is not a very good time to be listing stuff like that baseball wise, but might as well list it now instead of just waiting. Because if I wait, a $5 auto today, from what I'm going to be listing, it's $5 today. It's probably going to be $5 in January, February also, when the lead up to baseball and things are selling. Maybe it won't move right away, but it's there. And if it does, it's a bonus. Kyle says it's a fun weekend for NASCAR fans. Dale Jr. raced at Bristol last night. Big Bristol Cup race tonight. And then Sunday can watch Bears lose by 30. Hopefully the Bears play the Buccaneers, right? Hopefully. So hopefully this weekend is a better weekend than last for my sports teams. Hopefully the Cubs can get back on it, beat the Diamondbacks, win that series. Oh, wrong app. I think my Badgers, who had a disappointing loss last week at Washington State, hopefully they can bounce back because I think they play a Patsy today. Let's see. They're probably not in the top 25 this week, are they? Yeah, they play with Georgia Southern at 11 a.m. game. Perfect, because I don't think our break the fast lunch is until like 2. So I can watch the Badger game. Georgia Southern, so Badgers are 20-point favorites. Hopefully we start off this morning with a Badger win. Get a win over the Diamondbacks. Tomorrow the Bears have the Buccaneers at noon. I'm confident. Speak it into reality. It's going to be a good sports weekend. Badgers win, Cubs win, Bears win. Where are we at? Steve says, call me crazy. I have no affiliation whatsoever to Colorado, but I am totally mesmerized by them. Great story. Going to see them versus ASU here in a few weeks. Love it. I absolutely love the story. And Deion Sanders is a true gem. Love it. Absolutely love the story. It's a lot of fun. Who do they play today? They probably moved into the top 25, right? Let's see. So today's games, we've got LSU against Mississippi State, Florida State, Boston College, Penn State versus Illinois, Kansas State and Missouri, Utah, number 12. They play Weber State. Notre Dame, 35-point favorites against Central Michigan. Iowa plays Western Michigan. They're 28.5-point favorites. Oregon State versus San Diego State. Duke and Northwestern, a battle of the geeks. Battle of athletic geeks. Let's see. Oklahoma, Tulsa. Alabama, South Florida. The Georgia Bulldogs taking on the Gamecocks. Georgia, 27-point favorites in that game. North Carolina, Minnesota, Ohio State versus Western Kentucky. Michigan State versus Washington. UCLA takes on North Carolina Central. Not even a line in that game. Northern Colorado and Washington State. Oh, Washington State, they moved into the top 25 with their win over Bucky. Tennessee, Florida, that'll be a good game, even though the Gators are not ranked. Ole Miss, Georgia Tech. Michigan, number 2. Wow, I didn't realize the Wolverines were number 2 in the country. And they're 41-point favorites against Bowling Green today. Texas, Wyoming, Oregon versus Hawaii. Oh, I should have known this. Colorado State and Colorado. Oh, damn it. That's a 9 p.m. game. I'm going to be in bed. Damn it. Colorado State. Because the Colorado State coach came out and he's like, when I speak to adults, I take my sunglasses off. It's like, dude, shut up. So good stuff. Love the Buffalo's story this season. Dorky Angler sold 39 of the 08 Heritage Refractor cards to one guy yesterday, so that was awesome. That is sweet. Isn't that? Oh, that's so much fun when you get those notifications and it's like, yes. George says, morning, you made it before I fell asleep. Yes, I fall asleep at 10 p.m. on most weekends. Hey, I'm at like 9:30, so I can't say anything. I'll probably be in bed by 10 p.m. tonight as well. Zach's in the house. What's up? Go Georgia Bulldogs. Big game against South Carolina. Matty Ice says good morning to Zach. They say it back and forth. Red Light 34 says hit the thumbs up or I will drop the F-bomb. Well, at least we're not in a classroom today. At least we're not broadcasting through a high school chemistry class this morning in Bushnell, Illinois. My Anawan Braves got a win last night. We had dinner last night, so I didn't get a chance to watch it or listen to it on the radio or watch it on the network, National NFHS network. Took on the United Red Storm. I had a dream that I was broadcasting the game. I had a dream, and the only thing I really remember is that I kept calling them Monmouth Warren United, because they used to be, so United High School, which is just outside of Monmouth, it served like the rural communities around Monmouth. Like if you were living on a farm, but your address was Monmouth, you went to Warren High School. And that's Warren is the county, Warren County. And then there was also Yorkwood High School, which was just, let's see, Little York and Kirkwood combined. Two very small towns. And then there was Alexis High School. And Alexis and Monmouth Warren were part of my conference in high school. And then in like 2008, they all consolidated. Yorkwood, Alexis, and Warren all consolidated, became United. They are the Red Storm. So they came to Anawan last night, and my alma mater won 35-0. So I was a little concerned because I saw a score, and I think it might have been reported wrong. It was like 7-0 at the end of the first quarter, but I think they had like said United led. Either that or I read it wrong. And I'm like, shit. Because I think my high school football team is one of those. It's kind of like the Cubs. Like they're good, but they're like they're going to make the playoff because you win like 5 games, you get in the playoffs. Like they're going to make the playoffs. But it's like, are they going to win again? They probably won't win a playoff game. Kind of like the Cubs. They're going to get into the playoffs, but they're not going to win a series. Probably won't win a game. So 35-0 win. They're ranked 9th in Class 1A, and I think might be a little generous, but hey, wins are wins, right? Christian, good morning. Going to spend the day pre-gaming, drinking my Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid ahead of tomorrow's Lions game. Love it. Steve says, I think you and I are the only humans in existence that believe Ohtani is staying with the Angels. Yeah, I honestly don't think there's another team that he will, even less so now with the injury. I think he's going to be an Angel again. SoCal, I hope your Ohtani prediction for re-signing is right. I think he is getting Tommy John surgery ASAP. I think that's exactly why. That's why I don't think there's any story behind this. So I think it's much ado about nothing. I think he's getting that surgery. They're like, there's no reason for you to play out the season, like hitting, because the Angels are not going to make the playoffs. There's no reason for you, Ohtani, to finish out the season. Let's get your surgery done now. And that means you can start playing baseball a month sooner than if you wait until the postseason. Get the surgery now. You're going to be back a month, and hopefully, the team you're with, probably the Angels, are going to be competitive when you're back. So yes, I completely agree with this comment. I think he's getting that surgery done right away because there's no reason for him to finish out the month. Donald says, thanks for shipping my order. I did the 5 for 50% off. Thanks again. Hey, thank you. Thanks to everybody. Visit my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Coupon code SEPT50 sale. Sale runs through tomorrow. Let me check. When does this damn sale end? Moving a lot. Sept50. It ends on Monday morning. So through Sunday. So yeah, I was worried. I'm like, through Sunday, but what if it ends at like 3 p.m. and people are like, oh, I waited till it's like, well, ran for a damn week. So Monday morning it ends. So you can shop while you're watching football tomorrow. And I do want to list, I've got some more football. I think this is 2012 tops. Some of these. And I've moved some of those. So I'm going to list another batch of those. And then I'm going to look for my Bowman U and get some of the old the first run of Bowman U. Get those listed in my store. So I think I might do that. I might do that after I end this. I might get that scanned and then do some shipping. Royals 417, what's up? Good morning. Good morning, Harlan. Dave's in the house. When you do a 50% off sale, can you not do it on the better stuff? You can. Yes, absolutely. 100%. I'm lazy and I just do it store wide instead of picking and choosing. But yes, absolutely. Here was the issue with Bowman Chrome. It wasn't listed yet. So I would have had to go back and like end the sale or like end it and redo it with the inventory I didn't want included. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to price the Bowman Chrome high like the auto, like the hits, and then I'm going to price them to where I'm comfortable selling them for 50% off my list price if somebody came in and bought 5 or more. But yes, you can absolutely go in, do a 50% off promotion. You can do it by store category. You can exclude items. Like you can go in and exclude like 3 things if you want. So yes, you can absolutely have exclusions set up for your sales. I'm lazy and I just do it store wide. Flawed Thinker, good morning and go Colorado. Yes, I'm with you. Go Buffaloes. What's up, baseball card curmudgeon in the house? Harlan says heading to the backyard brawl, West Virginia and Pitt. Go Mountaineers. Very cool. Colorado State versus Colorado. Late game, 9 p.m. kickoff. Iowa is a 28.5 point favorite. I'm betting the bank on that. We don't even score 28 points. Yeah, that's what my app says. Where's Iowa? Iowa. Yeah, they're playing Western Michigan. So I think the Hawkeyes can score more than 28 points against Western Michigan. As long as they don't give up a few. Old Big 8 matchup, Kansas State versus Missouri. Big 12 takes down the SEC. Received 4 more scans of 2022 Topps Chrome Platinum Anniversary Burleys, now up to 25. Wow. Flawed Thinker says, I don't believe the Angels will truly be competitive for a few years. So not sure if keeping Ohtani is the best choice. He's 30 and won't help them until after his prime with the way they're going. But they were bullish on this. Like they went out and bought at the deadline and still didn't help. So I think based on what they did this year, I think they're going to go all out. And I think they're going to re-sign Ohtani. And I think they're going to try to re-sign or sign other players to actually be competitive. And that goes for Trout as well. It showed us that baseball requires all 9 players. Exactly. And that goes for fantasy baseball. One of my buddies in the fantasy league that I'm in, he has like, and this was, this year it would mean nothing, but back in like 2016, he had Chris Bryant and Mike Trout, and he was still like one of the worst teams in our league. Joe Olivo, what's up? Good morning. Ziggy Nose in the house. Happy morning. Have an amazing hobby football weekend. Thank you, sir. Kidder 96, Dwayne The Rock Johnson from the F&F franchise and Moana is this week's guest picker on Cal. I saw that. And he was on SmackDown last night. Formerly known as Flex Cavana and Rocky Maivia. Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I did see that College Game Day. I'm going to turn that on as soon as I turn this off. Did you see what the CSU coach said about Deion wearing sunglasses and hat? Yes, I did. What's funny is, and then Deion came back and got his entire team sunglasses. So I saw this on Twitter yesterday or whenever it was, and my first thought was, can you do that? But because I worked in college athletics for 3 years, and I was well versed in what you could and couldn't do. Certainly say, especially on Twitter. I think I've shared that story a few times on Hobby Evolution. My visits to the I always forget the name. Compliance. My visits with the compliance officer. But I think it probably falls under, I think sunglasses probably fall under apparel. So that's probably why they can, but also with like an NIL doesn't have anything to do with, giving players gifts. So it wouldn't have anything to do with the NIL, but for compliance reasons, something could have changed in the last, 2014 was the last year I was in college athletics. And I'm sure a lot has changed in compliance, but that's what my first thought was, whoa, can they give players gifts like that? And then I'm like, I bet sunglasses fall under apparel, which if you've ever seen a college athlete, they've got swag. Even I worked at a small Division I university and we had swag. I was a staff member and I had swag. I still have swag from Western. And the players got a lot more, deservedly so. And I mean, that just all kinds of swag because, you're sponsored by, especially the big, I mean, we were at Adidas school when I was there. So we would get, certainly not as much as what Colorado or Iowa, Michigan, what they got from their companies, but we still got enough swag that I had a nice purple and gold wardrobe. Hall of Fame card collector is running a 50% off 3 or more items I just started. Very cool. Good luck with that. So I don't really have anything else. If anybody has anything they want to chat, drop it in the chat. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap things up and get some cards listed and then go about my day shipping. Little shipping and listing and shipping today. So if you haven't, check out my eBay store. Sale runs through Monday morning. So you have all day today, all day tomorrow to use coupon code SEPT50 sale, 50% off 5 or more cards. And that's store wide. There are some, not really exclusions, but it does cap at $100 in savings. Also, best offers are not eligible. So it's for regular priced items only. So check that out, 99centcards.com. Link also in the description. Sale runs, I think it ends Monday morning around like 8 a.m., somewhere around there. Next week, I will be at the Midwest Premiere down in Loves Park, Illinois. It's right next to Rockford. Midwest Premiere with over 200 tables. Runs Saturday and Sunday, September 23rd and 24th. Loves Park, Illinois. I will have bargain boxes. I'll have my quarter boxes. I will have dollar boxes. I will also have blowout bargain boxes. What that means is I've cherry picked through the quarter boxes and I'm blowing the entire box out for $50, a 4-row box for $50, and it's all quarter cards. So, that's just a special for those boxes only. That does not include, you can't fill a box for $50 or anything like that. Just those boxes that have been cherry picked through, $50 for those. So that's next weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Indoor Sports Center, Loves Park, Illinois. Next Madison card show is at the end of the month, Saturday, September 30th at the Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. 125 dealer tables. I'm almost sold out of dealer tables here, about 2 weeks away from the show. Actually, exactly 2 weeks away from the show. So come out, see us in Madison, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, Saturday, September 30th. I'll be using Card Dealer Pro this morning, listing more cards to my eBay store where you can take advantage of 50% off 5 or more items. Go to carddealerpro.com if you want to list in volume. If you want to scale your store up from hundreds to thousands or dozens to hundreds, go to carddealerpro.com, sign up, use promo code CUBS, CUBS, and you'll receive 500 free scans upon your paid subscription, any paid subscription. So check it out, carddealerpro.com, use promo code CUBS, CUBS. And I think that's all the shilling I have left to do. So with that, I'm going to run. I'm going to list some more cards, hit up my eBay store, shop today and tomorrow as you watch college football and the NFL. Good luck to your teams unless you are the Arizona Diamondbacks, Georgia Southern, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go Bears, go Badgers, go Cubs. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. And I will be live tomorrow morning. I don't know what time. Sometimes 8:30, sometimes 8. Like today, 7:30. So have a great day. We'll talk tomorrow.